Well, welcome, Warrior Nation, and a good evening to you. We are live from Annapolis' gym as we are kicking off a round-robin tournament. If you ordered up basketball, well, you just got supersized because you're going to see a lot the next 2 days. We have both boys and girls Warriors playing tonight and tomorrow. A lot of these teams are conference teams, and it's the first time that Annapolis has seen conference competition as they have slugged their way through a pretty tough non-conference schedule and are ready to turn the corner on the season and take on some TCAL competition. The opening game for the Warriors is going to be Lifegate Christian Academy. They have driven their way down here, and we are excited to see them. Lifegate Christian is 2-7 this year so far, and Annapolis is 11-10. These are familiar opponents, as they are in our region, our district. We see them usually twice a year, sometimes three, depending on state and regionals, and teams that are pretty, like I mentioned, pretty familiar with each other. The Lifegate Eagles are paced by their senior. His name is Blakely Cavazos. He is by far their best scorer. Number 3 is a senior. He is averaging about 16 points a game. Leads them in rebounding, assists, and he is their go-to person when it comes to offense. And he likes to shoot the ball pretty deep. When he's on fire, he can hit from downtown three-point line. The Warriors, they're paced by a senior, Caleb Riojas, who's averaging just over 17 points a game, and has been a terror to many of his opponents. Ability to hit from outside, drive, pull up, jumper. He's got the full arsenal, and he has been pacing Annapolis. But Annapolis is not a one-trick pony, as they have offensive threats all over the court. Leading the Warriors in reboundings is Josh Cavazos with just over 6 rebounds a game. Brendan Leifer leading in assists. Caleb in steals, and Liam just averaging just under a block a game, as he has been a rim protector and is starting to come on pretty strong. That if you come into the paint anywhere near the rim, you're going to be faced with a pretty opposing shot blocker. Annapolis is really starting to come together as a team, as they have really threats offensively from all over the court. Defensively, with the addition of Coach Hardman, who is, I think it's his birthday, as his emphasis on defense has really strengthened their defensive presence, as they have been able to shut down some teams rather quickly. And I imagine that they are ready to come out of the gate and set the tone in this game against Lifegate. Lifegate 2-7. They have always given us a pretty good game, so you can kind of throw records out, as once we get into conference play, teams really rise up. And we are about 30 seconds away from tip-off between Annapolis Christian Academy Warriors and the Lifegate Eagles. Annapolis will be in the home white Now, since it's a tournament, they won't always be in the white, just depend on the bracket. And the Lifegate Christian Academy will be in their dark blues. Like I mentioned, it's a round-robin tournament, so both the boys and girls will play multiple teams over the course of the next 2 days. Following this game will be the girls playing the Lifegate girls team, and that will be a pretty tough matchup for the Lady Warriors. And then the nightcap will be the Annapolis boys finishing up this evening. So the boys have 2 games tonight, and the girls have 1. Starting out, starters, number 3, Liam Harms will be jumping. Number 4, Brendan Leifer. 00, Caleb Riojas. 5, Joshua Cavazos. And 2-3, Brian Lerma. They've got 3 seniors out there and 2 juniors. As Lifegate, like I said, number 3 is kind of their point person for the Lifegate Academy. And here we go, tip off, and we're ready for a good night of basketball. And Liam with the tip as Annapolis sets up for their first offensive possession of the game. Caleb Riojas off the cut, right to the basket, and a nice cut, nice layup as Annapolis strikes first blood. And now it's Lifegate's turn. I call them the Eagles, actually they're Falcons, sorry. Brian Lerma with the steal. It's the Lifegate Falcons, and Brian Lerma with quick hands. And as Lifegate, the ball handler, tried to get the ball back, ends up fouling him. Annapolis ball on the turnover with Brendan Leifer at point. Brendan just going to blow past his defender right to the basket. No help defense stepping in, and immediately Annapolis setting the tone. Like I said, they really wanted to come out strong, and they have done that. Let's drive down the lane, get shut down. Kick out to 14. He's going to drive in the lane, pull up jumper, and that's good. And immediately Annapolis to Caleb. He's going to look for help, and there is nobody home. As he got hit up in the air, he was looking for someone to rotate. Couldn't quite get an angle, ended up just throwing the ball away. Lifegate's ball. As Caleb comes way out. 4 has to pick up his dribble. And now 3. As I mentioned, he is their offensive kind of center of attention, but unfortunately a teammate ended up camping out in the lane, gets called for a 3-second violation. The turnover goes over to Annapolis. Brendan Leifer with the ball, as Annapolis will be running some offense against the 2-3 zone of the Falcons. Inside, little touch pass to Liam. And a foul, and that will be the first foul, as Liam will be shooting 2. Annapolis doing a good job spreading out the zone. Little entry pass as Caleb kind of flashed in the kind of mid-post area. Little touch pass down to Liam as his last free throws off. Caleb coming way out. He's going to put a lot of ball pressure on 4. As Annapolis in their man-to-man defense. And the Falcons have to take a timeout as coach doesn't like offensively how they're going. As I mentioned, Annapolis' defense is starting to really evolve. They used to be almost exclusively a 2-3 zone defense. But with the addition of Coach Hardman, he's really pushed them to be more aggressive defensively. And now you're seeing a man-to-man defense now against several teams, as that has really created a lot of problems for their opponents. They're getting turnovers, putting a lot of pressure on the ball, forcing bad shots. And Annapolis really wants to put a lot of pressure on these ball handlers, as I think that there's some matchups that they want to exploit, as Caleb's putting right already up on 4. It's going to force him to work pretty hard. Brendan defending. as 3 looks for a teammate. The nice little dump pass down low as Caleb now with the deep 3, and that's good. So Annapolis is actually the visitors on the scoreboard as it's come out. And this time, as 3 drove, Josh Cavazos in there, Brian Lerma, back to Brendan. A little kick out to Caleb. And that one's good as well, as Caleb has started off this game on fire as Annapolis up 11-4. As I mentioned, they're the visitors on the home board, on the home score. As Josh Cavazos challenged that shot, I think he got a piece of it, but it did must have touched the Falcon on the way out, and the ball goes to Annapolis. Brendan Leifer going to set up the offense. Little skip pass over to Josh Cavazos, up top to Caleb. Caleb's probing. Looking for a cut. Little mid-post dump to Liam. Liam back to Brendan. Brendan's going to drive. Caleb probing with some dribble, and then eventually he's going to pull out. Brendan's going to draw defenders. Over to Caleb. Dangerous pass, but it did get there. Caleb with the miss. Ball bounced around. Brian Lerma at the rebound. And Brendan's going to reset. Annapolis being patient. Finds Brian on a cut. Trying to find Liam on that low post, but the pass was a little bit too strong and out of bounds to Lifegate. Like I mentioned, lots of pressure now on the ball as Brendan's picking up number 3 man-to-man. 3 looking for a defender, gets tipped away by Liam. And the steal. Annapolis doing a good job of, as 3 has been driving, he gets up in the air looking for some help from a teammate, and Annapolis is able to cut off those passing lanes and has now another steal. Rocket pass to Liam and a reverse layup, and that's good. Liam find a nice little soft spot in that zone, and Brendan firing it in there and finds him. 14 over to the corner. Number 1 is going to drive baseline. He's going to run out of real estate, throws up a prayer. Liam grabs it, and now Annapolis pushing some tempo here as Brendan's just going to roll right in to a wide open Josh Cavazos. Set it off, kind of ricocheted off the backboard. Rebound over to Lifegate. Number 1 probing into the line. Brian Lerma cuts it off. Ball's loose. Lifegate eventually corrals it. And they're going to reset. And lots of pressure. Caleb with the steal. Caleb one-on-one, and that's an easy layup. And this is what I was talking about with that man-to-man defense, as Annapolis putting a lot of pressure, and the ball handlers having a little bit of trouble now with the pressure as Caleb extending way out for trying to find some room. Gets to the middle. Challenged by Liam. Ball bouncing around. Kicked out to 3. He's going to take that 3-pointer. At back of the rim, Liam with the rebound. I think Liam thought Brendan was going to kind of slide out along the sideline for an outlet pass, and Brendan was going up the court, and the miscommunication causes a turnover. So Lifegate ball. 4 up top. Caleb again extending way out, putting a lot of pressure on him. And now 3. Probes the defense. Pull-up jumper. And that's in. He's got a really nice shot. He can rise up really well, get up over the defender, and finds the bottom of the net. Annapolis now running their offense. Brendan looking for something down low, trying to work the ball in the middle. Being patient, just forcing that zone to move and to work. It's the cut. They're looking for Brendan as he cut through there. The pass was a little bit too early, and it looks like Lifegate's going to get called for the foul. Kind of bailed out Annapolis. It's still white ball. Again, Annapolis is technically the visitor, so on the scoreboard they're the visiting team, even though they have the white uniforms. Brian Lerman with the ball. Finds Brendan in the corner. He's going to probe. Kick out to Caleb. Caleb, 3. That's a little bit off. Lifegate with the rebound. And here come the Falcons. 3 looking to probe a little bit the dribble. Passes over to 14. 14's going to turn the corner. Brian Lerman with some ball pressure. 14, a little fadeaway jumper, and that's good. Nice little turnaround jumper, faded away from pressure, and now it's 8-15 as Lifegate starting to chip away at the lead that Annapolis has. No look pass in for Liam, and that's going to score. Liam's been able to find a little space down along the block, and Brennan has been able to find an angle and get it to him right away, and Liam with an easy 2 points. Josh Cavazos, a lot of pressure, the ball bouncing around. A save, Brennan with the steal. A one-on-one, and Brennan with the finish. Once again, another steal on these ball handlers. Annapolis able to transition for a fast break score. Ball comes through, big slap, and that's going to be a foul on Brendan. Brendan stepping over to help, but instead of getting his feet there, just tries to reach out and gets the hand for a foul. 19-8, under a minute left in the first quarter. Annapolis with a pretty strong start so far against the Falcons. Falcon ball gets out to number 3. 3 is going to try a little turnaround jumper. That's a wild shot. Liam grabs it. Liam looking for his outlet and finds Brendan. Brendan's going to jog the ball up the court. 46 seconds left. Over to Caleb. Caleb looking for a cutter. He's going to take a deep 3. That's short. Liam fighting for the ball. He's got it. He's going to power his way up and in. So Liam had to fight 2 Falcons for the ball. Makes a quick little post move and scores. 14 driving through as Josh Cavazos, a little too much with the hand contact. He's going to get called for that foul. (21-8), 19.6 seconds left. Falcons ball in the first quarter. One with the ball, gets to the corner, and I think 14 was out of bounds. Yep, so it's going to be a turnover. Annapolis has a chance to get a last possession, last shot. Coach Harper pointing to the clock. There's just over 17 seconds left. As Brendan's going to conserve some time. And now that clock starts. Brendan, no look pass to Liam, and that one was a little bit too much. Gotten away with a couple of those, but that one was pretty hot to handle. Caleb's going to force now over to Josh Cavazos. And 4 throws up a deep shot, and that's way over everything, but there's still some time on the clock. There's about just over 5 seconds left, 5.1 seconds. And so, again, Brendan's going to try to conserve the time, see if Annapolis can get a shot here. Brendan driving. He's going to pull up, free throw line, and good. Nice little move. He split the defenders, got to the free throw line, pull up, little floater, and scores 23-8 as Annapolis is up. And it looks like Coach Leifer is going to help out the scorekeeper and flip the score. So now Annapolis is on the home side and the visitors are on the visiting side. Annapolis up 23-8. Good strong start. Good first quarter for Annapolis as they came out with some pretty strong defensive pressure. Got several steals leading to quick fast break layups. Liam doing some damage down low himself, finding some space against the zone, and then his big rebound and put back on the offensive boards. Annapolis scoring from inside out as the Falcons are having a little bit of trouble with their offense. Like I said, everything running through number 3, Cavazos, as he has been guarded closely by Brendan. We've got the BVD, the Blue Vest Dad contingent here. I forgot mine, so I'm getting shunned. Second quarter starts as 14 driving through Josh Cavazos, and Josh did a good job of forcing him to the sideline and eventually steps out of bounds. So it's turnover to start the second quarter for the Falcons. Jake Waltney coming in for the first time. Jake, 35, it's sophomore. As Annapolis' first possession of the second quarter starts with Brendan Lever walking it up the court over to Josh Cavazos. Annapolis content with just being patient with the ball, looking high post for Liam. Liam kicks out for Josh, a little inside-out gain, and that's good. Nice little assist by Liam, drawing the defenders, and Josh Cavazos drains a three-pointer. Falcons now 3, get into the lane. Good defense by Brendan. Offensive rebound, over to 1, out to 3. 3's going to drive in again the lane. Gets tipped away by Liam, over to the Falcons. And finally a rebound by the Warriors as Liam contested that shot, and Josh Cavazos was able to get a rebound. High post over to Liam. Josh thought about the shot, and then he's going to pass it over to Caleb. Up top, Brendan. A high post to Liam. Liam to Jake, and that's a turnover as the pass is a little bit too low. With the Falcons now with the ball. Over to 1. 1's going to take a three-pointer, and that's good. And here comes Annapolis as Caleb's going to push the pace a little bit. He's going to pull up for a three-pointer. In and out. Jake's there fighting for it, but the ball bounces to the Falcons. As 14 now will come up. He'll pass it over to 3. And Brendan's going to take him. 3's going to guard baseline. Brendan got his hand on the ball. Brendan did a good job with quick hands. Gets his hand on the ball. Blocks his shot even before he could get up into his shooting position. And then 3 on trying to gather it again. Fumbled it out of bounds. Another sophomore just entered the game, number 22, Josh Guzman. As Caleb now with the ball. Josh up top, over to Brendan on the wing. High post, over to Caleb, and that's an easy shot. No hand in his face, little mid-post jumper. They will take that all day. Falcons now with the ball, number 3. Looking to probe with his dribble. Draw some attention by the Warriors. 14 now with the ball. Little screen up top. Over to 3. He's going to fade away for that three-pointer. That's way off. Josh Guzman now with the rebound, and Caleb's going to push the tempo. Caleb over to Cavazos. Brendan now on the right wing. Caleb up top. He's going to pull up for a three-pointer. It's a little short. Battling around. Josh Guzman trying to find a teammate. Couldn't quite find him. The ball over to the Falcons. 14 behind his back. Cavazos is going to pull up for a 3. And that's way off. And now Brendan over to Josh. Josh three-pointer. That's long. Rebound to the Falcons. Just under 5 minutes left. The ball's back and forth, and it looks like Falcons are going to take a timeout. Both teams had several possessions. Both teams having a little bit of trouble now making some baskets. As it's 28-11. Falcons taking another timeout. Annapolis starting to sub a little bit. And as I mentioned, there's several games, 2 tonight for the boys and 1 for the girls. I imagine Coach Harper is going to try to use substitutions a little more liberally just to keep players fresh as they will be playing quite a bit of basketball. So Annapolis offensively has done a good job being patient. They've been able to work the ball inside to their high post, trying to get a little high-low game where they're passing the ball to someone around the free throw line and then looking for a low post around the block. Sometimes the Warriors can get a little impatient and try to rely on that 3-point basket instead of trying to do it in system. If they stay patient, they're going to find quite a bit of success offensively, it appears. Falcons ball out of the timeout, 14 with ball handling. Josh Cavasso's putting a lot of pressure on him now. Over to 3. 3 using his dribble. Over to 14 in the corner. Annapolis still in that man-to-man. Josh Guzman picking up the ball handler. 3 now turns the corner, gets to the block. And had 2 shot blockers, and they said there was some contact. And that's going to be a call on Josh Cavassos. So even with Liam out of the game, Jake Waltney has started to emerge as another rim protector. And Josh Cavassos also does a good job blocking shots. So anytime that ball is going to get anywhere near the rim, he's going to have to shoot over hands and defenders. Sophomore Jacob Segundo in for Josh Cavassos. So now we have 3 sophomores in and 2 seniors. As I mentioned, Coach Harper probably willing to do a lot of subbing. But Annapolis really has developed a team that's pretty deep, and there's not a lot of drop-off once subs come in, with everybody able to contribute. Annapolis pushing the ball up the court pretty quickly, and now going to pull it out as Brendan's going to reset the offense. 28-12, Annapolis up. Brendan drive, a little kick to Jake. Can't quite finish, but it looks like there's a foul. Nifty little pass as Brendan drew 3-4 defenders that uncovered Jake, and a little touch pass over to Jake, but Jake not able to finish, but it did look like he got fouled. So Jake will be shooting 2. (28-12), Annapolis up. This is in the second quarter. First shot for Jake Waltney is good. Kind of hit the back of the rim and just died and just rolled right into the basket. We'll take him any way we can get him. Now his second shot as he prepares for the second foul shot. That one's a little too long. Rebound to the Falcons. As now looks like Annapolis really increasing their pressure. As 10 finds Jake, little pass to the lane. Ford did a nice job cutting to the ball. Got into some traffic and got tangled up, and it looks like I think Jake got called for the foul. It's a little bit hard. The referees are not real clear on the signals, and plus I'm on the other side of the gym, so it's a little bit hard to see how many fingers they're holding up. So number 4 with 2 shots on the foul. As I mentioned, Annapolis really has been able to develop a pretty deep team as the first foul shot's off. Subbing in underclassmen, all able to contribute. Very little drop-off from the starters as they play with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and can all contribute. Second one's off. Ball bounced around. Josh Guzman able to get it. Drew a crowd. Now off to Brendan, who's going to push the ball. As Brendan, little rocket pass to Caleb. He can't quite finish. Jake Waltney with the offensive rebound and the foul. Brendan with a no-look cross-court pass. That's a high risk, high reward. He did get it through there. Caleb tried to get a reverse layup, couldn't quite squeeze it in there. Jake with the offensive rebound and the foul, as he'll be shooting 2 now. That first one is way off, as Jake's going to try to compose himself and get his alignment a little bit better. Annapolis' big men finding some space in that low part of that zone, as Brendan's been able to dissect. That second one's off as well. Rebound to Falcons. Double team now. 21, a lot of trouble, a lot of pressure now. Finally over to 3. 3's going to drive, dish, and a steal by Brendan as Brendan able to recover quickly. And now Annapolis with the ball. Brendan up top. Over to Caleb. Looking for, trying to get that ball in, trying to get that cutter. There's that mid-post cut. No look to Caleb. Caleb in the corner. Long shot. Jacob Segundo. The backside rebound. Flew in there. Easy putback for an offensive rebound. The 3 driving through the lane. Finds a teammate, Josh Guzman, contesting that, forcing the miss. And now Annapolis with some numbers. Brendan's going to slice through their miss. Another rebound by Jake over to Josh. And that one's good. So Jake's Gwaltney doing his damage on the offensive rebound. Long pass, 21, probing in there. Ball gets tipped away. Steal by Caleb. Caleb 2-on-2. He's going to go all the way into the rim and miss. Lots of contact on the inbounds or off the rebound. And there was quite a bit of contact, and Josh Guzman will be called for the foul, and now we have another sub, 24, Justin Woolsey, another sophomore into the game. Lifegate ball as 4 comes flying in there, and he tried to do a little Euro step, but his feet kind of got tangled up and ends up traveling. Brian Lerma over to Caleb. Caleb will be running point now as Brendan's taking a breather on the bench. As Brian Lerma and Caleb, 2 seniors, in with the 3 sophomores. Over to Caleb on the wing. Well, I guess Josh Cavazos is in, so we've got a sophomore and a junior. Justin Woolsey, high post, over to Caleb. A kick to Brian, and that's good for 3. There's that inside-out game that Annapolis has really found a lot of success as they've been able to get that ball into the lane, and then as the defense collapses, kicks out to the 3-point shot. Kind of a dangerous pass. 14 has it. Justin Woolsey. Dead, ball's dead. Caleb now on number 3. As 3 is going to use his dribble, get to the lane. He drew some contact, and Caleb was reaching in. Caleb thought it was a jump ball as he had his hand on the ball, but referee said nope, he had some arm. Gets called for the foul, and he'll get subbed out as Brent Boma will be out, number 11. This group of sophomores is, I believe, affectionately called the Wrecking Crew. As they come in, you'll see a lot of energy, a lot of passion with this team, with this group of sophomores in. 3 left all alone. Don't want to leave him alone for the 3, and he buries it. Justin Woolsey running point now, number 24, as Annapolis. Now, there's Jacob Segundo. Kick out to Brent in the corner. That's going to be way short. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it goes to the Falcons. Here comes another substitute as we see another new face, number 14, Cesar Morales. He's a freshman. Like I mentioned, Coach Harper wanting to keep a pretty deep rotation just because of the number of games the team will be playing. Brian Lerman now picking up number 3. 25 left all alone. Some miscommunication on the man-to-man defense as that was an easy basket for Lifegate, and Coach Harper not happy about that. Over to Caesar up top, and that's going to be a turnover as a little sloppy pass. Jacob able to corral it. And now he's going to try to settle things down. Another pass that almost gets stolen. Justin's going to pull up for a jump shot. That's a little long. Ball bounces around 3. Saves it to Jacob. Jacob's going to fade away. And now it's a fast break for the Falcons. Caesar was able to defend that first shot, but the ball bounced right to 3, and it was an easy putback for him. Ball almost stolen. Brian's going to kick out to Brett. Brett for 3. That one's short. Ball bounced around. Still bouncing around. And he's going to say it was off white. Goes to the blue ball. So Annapolis coaching staff really barking out orders here on defense, making sure the ball gets tipped away, stolen by Brett. Caesar with good hands. Caesar now with the point. Over to Brian. Jacob to Justin. Justin with a little elbow jumper that a little bit too long. And that's how the second quarter will end. Annapolis up 36-19. Good start for the Warriors. Annapolis able to get quite a few players in the rotation, and some of the starters able to get some rest, and that'll be important as Coach Harper's thinking of a long round-robin tournament. But it's a pretty good start. You can see the girls taking their opportunity to warm up a little bit, as they will be the next game following this one, as they'll be playing the Lifegate girls team, and that will be a pretty tough challenge, as Lifegate's girls team is pretty strong. So see you in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us, as we will be here for 2 more games. Girls game following this one, and then the boys varsity game following that, as Annapolis, pretty good start to the first game, for their first game of the night, up 36-19 at halftime. Welcome back to our first game as Annapolis Christian Academy is taking on the Lifegate Falcons. Annapolis up 36-19. Start of the third quarter. Annapolis will start with the ball. So they've had a really good start so far to this game. This is a conference opponent, very familiar with each other. As the starters are back in with Brendan Leifer, number 4, with the ball. 00, Caleb Riojas. 5, Josh Cavazos. 23, Brian Lerma. And number 3, Liam Harms. Finds Josh finding Brendan on the cut. Brendan with a no-look pass to Liam, and Liam had a tough little shot inside, couldn't go. Rebound to the Falcons as the Falcons starting to run offense. 4, turns the corner, gets tipped from behind by Brendan. Long outlet pass to Brendan. Brendan's going to try to drive contact. Brian Lerma, offensive rebound, gets blocked. Liam tries to shoot over 3 with a contested shot. There were several opportunities around the rim that Annapolis could not convert on. And Lifegate trying to push some tempo with a long outlet pass that went awry, and that turns the ball over to Annapolis. Brian Lerma up top. As you can see, Annapolis trying to find that space in that kind of high mid-post area. They've been able to do a little inside-out game. Brian Lerma with the shot. Long, Josh Cavazos the rebound. And a little reverse layup putback. And now Annapolis extending their defense. As one's in a lot of trouble. He's got double team. He finally gets it out. As 4 drives, tries to find a teammate, and just ends up just throwing it at his feet. The ball gets kicked out of bounds. Stays with the Falcons. Annapolis stays in that man-to-man. 3 drawing a lot of attention. 1's going to pull up for that three-pointer. Long, and Josh Cavazos with the ball. Long outlet pass to Caleb. Caleb over to Josh Cavazos. Is going to step into a three-pointer. That's short. Liam with the offensive rebound, had trouble with it. And that pass gets stolen. And 1 going in for the layup, showed the ball real early, and Brendan just swats it out. That's a good job with defending the rim there. Stays with the Falcons. Start of the third quarter. Had a little bit of trouble finding someone. Turns around, ball gets bounced around, but eventually able to be corralled by the Falcons. 14 drives in the lane, pull back, blocked by Josh Cavazos, but I think they said he's got a piece of his hand. 14 showed that little step back fadeaway, and Josh Cavazos read that really well, stepped into the shot, but they said he got his hands a little bit, I think, made some contact. It looked pretty good as far as from where I'm standing, which, of course, I've got perfect vision from up here. First free throw is going to rattle in. It's now 38-20, Annapolis up by 18. 6:06 left in the third quarter. Second free throw shot by number 14. That's up, and that one bounces out. Liam with the rebound, as Caleb's going to push some tempo now as Annapolis setting up their offense. Over to Caleb. He's going to step into a three-pointer. That's good. Caleb with a nice little rhythm shot. Brendan with the assist as Annapolis looking to double team, and here comes a double team. Caleb with the steal. Caleb all the way in, and he's going to fly in for a layup. Another turnover. And now 3 is going to get across. 3 is going to step into a three-pointer of his own, and he was able to score that. Here comes the Warriors. Brendan driving in, finds Brian. Long pass, that's to get stolen by 3. 3 is going to cruise in for an easy layup. Couple sloppy passes by Annapolis. And now Caleb with a deep three-pointer. That's going to rim out. Block by number 25 over to Brendan as Annapolis retains possession. Caleb another three-pointer, and that's good. Caleb feeling his, stroking it from the outside. A little deflection by Brendan. Brendan's going to cruise in for an easy left-handed layup. So Annapolis' defense starting to heat up, causing some turnovers, the transition to some easy points. Long pass. Liam's going to be there to deflect it. Caleb tries to save it. Long pass to 25. A block by Josh. Josh can't believe it. I think he's going to unfortunately have to sit down. Josh felt like he had pretty good position as 25 came in. 25's first free throw is out. And Josh Guzman coming in for Josh Cavazos. Second free throw is in. And here comes Annapolis. Long outlet pass to Caleb. Caleb over to Brendan. Brendan's going to reset the offense. Over to Josh Guzman. Brian in the corner. Caleb up top. Brendan's going to drive baseline. Pull up. Kick out to Caleb. Back to Brendan, who's going to take a three-pointer. And that's good. Long pass by Lifegate to 31. 31 was a race to the basket between him and Liam. Liam tried to come from behind and defend the rim and ended up getting a little too much contact and get called for the foul. First free throw for number 31 for the Falcons is off. Just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Annapolis hanging on to a pretty solid lead, 51-26. Defensively, they've been able to put some more pressure on the Falcons' ball handlers and been able to get some turnovers, converting them to points. The second one's off. Liam having to fight for that rebound, eventually corrals it. Ball's loose still. Brennan with a spin move. Has numbers. Over to Caleb in the corner. Ball short. Wrestle for the ball, Brian Lerma. Josh over to Brian in the corner. That's good. Nice little hustle play by Brian Lerma, who's rewarded by getting the ball back to him and finishing with a nice three-pointer in the corner. And now 4 2-on-1 spin move. Liam's there. Nice little spin move finish over the top of Liam. Annapolis starting to push a little tempo here. Brian over to Caleb. Caleb down low to Josh. Josh doing some work. Finds Caleb again, who's going to go through the middle. Little free throw jumper. That's off. Liam with the offensive rebound, but got tied up by number 4, and that ball stays here. It looks like the arrow was wrong, so the ball will go to the Falcons. Annapolis have been able to do a good job down low. Several offensive rebounds by Liam and Jake as they've been able to extend possessions and keep the Falcons on the defense. 4 cutting through the defense, pulls out, so they're able to break the pressure. Annapolis now matching up man-to-man. 3 probing with his dribble, pull-up jumper. That's way off. And Josh content to just let it go out of bounds. Good defense, forcing a pretty difficult pull-up jumper as Annapolis now has the ball again. Brendan's going to walk it up the court. The offense is going to reset over to Brian. That's Annapolis doing a good job moving that ball, forcing the zone to move, creating some space. Caleb with a long three-pointer. That's off. Ball gets batted around, but off. Number 4 of the Falcons stays here for Annapolis. Annapolis trying to spread that zone out and then find that cutter in that kind of mid-high post area and then doing some work from there. Annapolis setting things up, spreading that zone out. Looking for that cutter. Brendan's going to pull up for a three-pointer, and that looked pretty good. It's nice to see Brendan starting to hit as his stroke is pretty smooth. Lifegate breaks the pressure. They're going to pull the ball out, and here comes the man-to-man as Brendan's going to come way out. Four's going to try to drive. He gets attention to Brian. Three is going to just kind of plow his way in there. Another shot's thrown away. Brian Lerma with the block. It's a wrestle for the ball. The ball's on the ground as Liam goes down and ties him up. Good defense by the Warriors as the ball was in a dangerous area close to the rim, but Annapolis able to fight for the ball and eventually tie it up and get the ball back. Brendan tried his no-look rocket pass. The Falcons a little wise to that now and gets a deflection, and the ball gets turned over to the Falcons. Annapolis still in that kind of three-quarter press, trying to get a trap. As Four threw the ball, I think he was expecting three to be at a different angle. Four, I think Brendan may have gotten a piece of it, but I don't think the officials saw it. And regardless, it's going to be white ball. Ball gets tipped up. Brian over to Caleb. Caleb finding Brendan all alone in the corner for a three-pointer. That's a little long. Ball bounced around. Liam, offensive rebound over to Brendan. Brendan deciding what to do with the ball. He's going to pull up. That's just an easy shot. Middle of the lane, no hand, no defending him, and that's going to be money most of the time. Lifegate trying to break that pressure. As one tried to plow through Liam. Ended up just kind of spilling off Liam. The ball did bounce off of, I think, Liam's foot, so it stays here. And good defense by Annapolis as they were trying to get the ball to three, and Brendan blanketed him, and eventually they threw the ball away. Just over a minute left in the third quarter. Annapolis well in control of this game now as Brian rises up for a three-pointer. It's way off. Brendan tried to sneak in for an offensive rebound. And 31 got the rebound, then tried to bounce it off Brendan, I think, and the ball bounced to a teammate. Four coming through. Brendan with good hands knocks the ball out. Liam now running point as Four, I think, in frustration, fouls Liam. As Four tried to gather himself, he had that ball down by his waist, and Brendan's quick hand just knocked it out, and Liam was able to gather it. Just under 40 seconds, 39.9 seconds in the third quarter. Annapolis now starting to really drop the hammer here. Brendan's going to kick out to Caleb. Caleb short on the three-pointer. Ball tips around. Brian Lerma with the offensive rebound. Over to Brian. Back to Josh. Brendan up to Caleb. And Liam once again finding some space as the Lifegate defenders kind of falling asleep on that rotation. Liam finding a little space, and Caleb, that made it really easy for Caleb. Just a straight on pass. Liam with a good catch and finish, and now with the foul with the and one. And that free throw is good. 20 seconds left. Lifegate with the ball. And here comes the pressure as that half-court trapping defense comes out. Three breaks that press. Comes through. Liam challenges it. The ball rattles around and in. 6 seconds. 5. Caleb's going to pull up with a little floater, and that's good. 1 second. And another good finish to the quarter for the Annapolis Christian Academy Warriors. It's 64-30. Annapolis with a really strong quarter coming out of halftime, able to get the three-point shooting. Really, Caleb, and then Brendan hit several. Brian Lerma, as Annapolis starting to rain now with the three-pointers. In addition to that, offensively, Liam especially getting some really good offensive rebounds and extending possessions. and keeping Lifegate, forcing them to stay in defense much longer than they want to. And then Annapolis switched up their defense to a half-court trapping defense, and Lifegate really struggled getting to any offensive set with that. Brand new set of 5. Here comes who we're going to affectionately call the Wrecking Crew. It's the Wrecking Crew. The sophomores and Cesar Morales freshmen out. And there will be no let up with this group out here, as in fact the speed of the game might actually increase, as they like to play fast and hard. Falcons ball, start of the fourth quarter. Annapolis still in the man-to-man. Brett Boma on the ball. Going to put a lot of ball pressure. 4 driving in there. And they're going to say Brett, the hand check on there, gets called for the foul. Falcons ball after the foul. 3 with the ball on the block, operating. And he's going to be pretty tough down there. See, nice little jump hook over Jacob Segundo. Jacob Segundo with the ball, over to Brett. Justin Woosley now with the ball, looking to probe. Brett back to Justin. Good movement offensively, trying to get a cutter, and they're trying to get in that high post. Down to Jake. Jake trying to do some work. Little touch pass to Jacob as he cut. Outlet pass to 4. A little too strong. Jake with the rebound. Over to Caesar. Caesar now over to Justin. Justin to Jacob in the corner, and that's good. As Annapolis able to push tempo, get ahead of the defense, get a nice shot in the corner. And Justin all over 4. As 4 tried to do a bunch of moves, Justin stayed with him and eventually just lost the handle. Another turnover to Annapolis. So Justin Woosley over to Caesar. Caesar with the 3-pointer. That's long. Rebound to Brett. Brett's going to squirm his way through. It gets blocked. Ball's still loose. 4's going to gather it up. And a little nice, easy layup. Caesar with the ball. Finds Brett up top. Annapolis content. Finds Jake down low. Jake's going to do some work. Ball bounced around. Rebound the Falcons, and here comes the Falcons. Lots of ball pressure. The 3's going to take a deep 3. That's short. Ball gets. Caesar had the ball. 2 swiped it. Couldn't quite keep the handle, and eventually goes off his fingertips out of bounds. Falcons having a little bit of trouble getting the ball in. Long pass. Jacob swats it. He gets the steal. He's going to pull up for a little jump shot. That's going to rim out. And fighting for the rebound is Justin, is going to be called for over the back. And Coach Harper calling out for full court. Full court pressure. Here comes 3 all the way through. Contested shot. And I think they're going to call Jacob for the fouls. He tried to defend that shot. Jake did a good job staying away from the foul, forcing a tough shot, but Jacob tried to come in and help and created too much havoc down there and got called for the foul. 67-34, just over 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. First free throw rims out. Second free throw, number 3. Takes his time, gathers himself, and that one is good. And here comes the ball right back as Annapolis, the Caesar taking the shot, ball bouncing around. Lifegate's able to gather it. Brent with quite a bit of pressure, and they're going to say made too much contact and gets called for the foul. Lifegate now in the bonus. They'll be shooting 1-on-1. This is nice on a lot of levels for Annapolis. You've got good playing time experience for this group, and the starters able to rest and stay fresh for the upcoming games. So 1-on-1. First one is up and out. 3 able to out jump Jacob. The ball bounces around. Another rebound by Lifegate. He's just going to turn and throw it up. Hits the rim and bounces awkwardly. Ball's loose. They're going to call, I think, going to call Caesar for the foul as he was reaching in. And that's going to be another bonus, 1-on-1 for the Falcons. As Lifegate threw up kind of 2 awkward shots, they bounced around and kind of ended up being kind of wrestling matches. And now Jake, he tried to get the outlet pass. Lots of contact. Jake with a nice rebound, but tried to force that outlet pass. The ball gets batted up in the air. Jacob went up there, and there was quite a bit of contact. They ended up calling a jump ball, and the ball is now with the Warriors. Justin over to Caesar, up to Jacob. And that ball gets stolen. Here comes 14. He's going to draw some attention, but not able. Jacob, long outlet pass to Jake. Lots of contact, no call. Ball gets turned over. Justin now tries to save it. Brett thought it was over and back. Ball's loose. Jake on the ground. And gets called for the travel. So good ball pressure, but no one could really just get a handle on it. And ended up turning the ball back over. Justin, lots of pressure. 14 spins out of it. He's going to come all the way in. And Jake's going to say, not today. Just with a hard foul and force him to earn it from the stripe. They are called the Wrecking Crew for a reason, as they will play hard and contest every shot. Just over 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 67-37. First free throw is up and no good, as Lifegate will be starting to sub in a little bit too. And I'm imagining this will be the group we'll see for the remainder of this, barring any foul trouble. Justin out with the ball. He is now drawing some attention. Number 4 is putting a lot of pressure on him, and a little too much pressure. Justin doing a good job staying strong with the ball, needing a little bit of help from a teammate. And here comes 4. As they're going to start now putting a lot more pressure as Justin over to Caesar. Brett back to Caesar. Caesar's going to take a deep three-pointer. That's deep. Offensive rebound almost gets bounced around, and 2 Warriors went for the same ball, bounced out of their hands. 3 goes in there. Jake with a good rebound. This time he's careful about who he's passing to. Caesar over to Justin. To Brett. Brett's going to take a three-pointer. That's going to be short. 3 with the ball. He's going to push the ball 2-on-2. And he tried to go behind his back and ended up losing the ball. Outlet pass to Jacob. Jacob pump fake. That's short. Brett with the follow and knocks it out of bounds. So Jacob felt the pressure. Ball fake. Tried to get the guy in the air. Didn't quite get him all the way in the air and ended up contesting the shot. 4 with a little pull-up jumper. That's going to be short. Justin with a good rebound. Over to Caesar. And 4 was rolling around on the ground. Justin didn't see him and got tripped up and came down pretty hard. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's got a little bit of a limp. As now things are getting a little bit more physical. Josh Guzman, Brian Lerma in. Now Lifegate extending that pressure out. Justin over to Brett. Brett up there, and there's a lot of contact, no call. Justin down to Josh. Josh going to ball fake, left-hand shot. This is too long. Josh Cavazos in there now. He's got 3 Warriors. And they did a good job of keeping the pressure on the ball without fouling. And no one from the Falcons came to help, and 31 ended up just falling down and traveling. So good move by the Warriors. They saw that he was in a lot of trouble. They were smart about just keeping themselves out of foul trouble, but forcing strong ball pressure, and the rest of his teammates kind of just watched him in trouble, and he just ended up traveling. Annapolis up 67-38 in the fourth quarter. 3:36 left. As Annapolis able to now cruise through this fourth quarter. Getting some really good quality minutes, though, from everyone. This is a great experience for everyone on the court. As Coach Harper now has a couple upperclassmen in, as Josh Cavazos, number 5, and Brian Lerma in, I think, to settle down the wrecking crew a little bit. So white ball. Brian over to Brett. Brett's going to pull up for a three-pointer. Way off. Offensive rebound, Justin. Justin, he's got some room. He's way off on that. Another offensive rebound. Brian Lerma out to Justin, to Josh. Brett, ball fake. Over to Josh. Josh is going to drive and draw contact, and that's another foul on 4. As 4's been drawing quite a bit of contact, and he's got to have about 4 fouls on it looks like. So white ball still. They've been able to extend this possession on several offensive rebounds. Nice pass in there for Josh. Gets blocked. Brett over to Brian. Brian's going to try to drive. Gets cut off. Back to Josh. Gets 25 in the air this time, and nice little nifty move up and under. As 25, their big shot blocker, got him in the air and then just went right underneath him. 4 driving all the way through, just kind of crashing through there. Finds a teammate. Brett with the block. Ball's loose. 10 gathers it. He's going to pull it up top, and 4 is going to slow things down. And coach says he's timeout. Four kind of barreled his way in there. Several people got their hand on the ball. He was able to find a teammate. The ball just kind of bouncing around. As Annapolis doing a good job defending the rim. Anytime Lifegate's been in there, they are drawing a crowd. People being able to get contact, hand on the ball, contact the ball, forcing wild shots, tough shots, blocking shots, and forcing the Falcons to really work really hard for anything that they get. The end of this game, I want you to stick around. We'll switch over to the next live stream, as the girls will be taking on the Lifegate girls, and this will be their first conference action for the Lady Warriors. Falcon ball, having a little trouble getting it in. Finally does. Ball gets tipped up in the air by Brian. Got a piece of it. It does go to the Falcons. One trying to find help, and all they found was a bunch of Warriors' hands. Long out pass to Brett. Brett's going to go under the rim. Josh with the offensive rebound. It gets knocked out of his hand, and they're going to say he was the last one to touch it. Annapolis extending their defense. Brian Lerma picking someone up, and he's going to have a lot of trouble with Brian, and finally gets it over. 14 crosses the midline and sets up the offense. 14 looking for teammate, finally gets it to 1. Justin way up top, long pass, and Justin's pressure forced a really tough pass, and that gets to be another turnover. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Justin Woolsey with the ball. Annapolis, I'm guessing, content to run some clock here and just find the best shot. Annapolis looking for that cutter. Brian's going to kick it in, find Josh. A little trouble. Brian's going to drive all the way through, throw it up to the rim, bounces around, and eventually gets rebound. 14 trying to cut through there, finds lots of contact. Brett goes flying, partially blocked by Josh Cavazos. Lots of contact down low. And they're wrestling for the ball. And it's going to go to Annapolis. Minute 40 left. 69-38, Annapolis up. Again, Justin content to take some time off the clock. Looking for the best shot. Brett's going to take a wide open three on top of the key, way off. Josh Cavazos. No one blocked him out. He just stepped in. Brian Lerma, lots of pressure, gets the steal. Can't quite corral it. Great hustle by Brian as he tried to save the ball. And now Coach Harper is going to call off the dogs and pull them back. Minute 15 left. Lifegate with the ball. Brett kind of extending that zone way out as they've switched now. And you can see some inexperience there from the Falcons as he felt the pressure. Brett kept backing up, and eventually get called for the backcourt violation. Just over a minute left. Annapolis pulling out. High post to Josh. Josh is going to ball fake. Little bank shot doesn't go. Ball gets deflected. 14 gathering it, and they're going to call Justin for the foul. .50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's now double bonus as 14 will be shooting two. Following this game is the Lady Warriors, so stick around for them. So we get to see them in action with their conference opponent as they start their district play. First free throw is up and no good. His second free throw is good. Brian Lerman with the ball. Goes way out to Josh. Josh is going to probe with the dribble. Kick out. And Justin's going to settle things down. Josh is going to do a three-pointer bank shot. No good. Ball gets stolen by Justin. Justin, easy layup. So much for calling off the dogs as this group really only knows one speed. Another steal by Josh. Long pass. Goes through Brett's hand over to Justin, and another layup by Justin. Fortunate bounce, and here comes more pressure. 10 with the ball. He's going to pull up for a long two-pointer. Rebound by Josh. Josh over to Brian. Brian's going to slow things down, and that's how it ends. Annapolis with the win, 75-39 over the Lifegate Falcons. Good start to a round-robin tournament. 2 days of lots of basketball as Annapolis gets their first win in the TCAL conference play. And with that, we'll sign off for the boys live stream, and we will switch over to the girls. The Lady Warriors, they take on Lifegate girls, the Lady Falcons. And with that, sign off, and let's go Warriors.